for a reader on the themes to drive markets this week, though. Peter McGuire from XM joins us now live by Skype. Peter, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Look, as we just said, it was a choppy session overnight, but were there any outtakes from you from not only the Fed, but also those equity markets trading higher?
Well, good morning, Carl. Good morning, Nadine. Yeah, I think, as you mentioned, choppy. I feel as though tomorrow afternoon, I feel you might hit a 7,000. So over the next two sessions, I think there's enough uplift and good news to play into that, especially with Jamie Dimon's thoughts and with the Fed coming out. Don't forget there's 9 million jobs short, so there's no chance of interest rates hiking up from the Fed. So that good news sentiment, I think there could be a little bit further push for the Aussie ASX, and not a bad time to be long.
So if you're a trader and you are getting onto your screens to start this Asian session, where are you looking, Peter?
I'm looking at US dollar index. I'm also conscious as far as that sell-off for the dollar. It's been a nice week in a lot of ways, Nadine. We've had a nice move to the upside, 60 bucks on gold. So it's traded very, very strongly, and that's been a trader's delight considering it's been a short week. So there's the first part. I think there could be a further push there, maybe another 10 or 15 bucks. Crude's choppy. It's all over the shop. Some days it's up a couple of percent or down, but it seems to be holding around this, $60 to $64 level. Equities, yeah, I think that's not a bad place to be. You pick your stocks, and if you're trading futures, then maybe the ASX is just, the composite itself. So that's where the smart money's probably looking at this morning.
So focus on the commodities market then, but what about those commodity currencies like the Australian dollar, like the Canadian dollar? What's your plan when it comes to FX in that commodities space?
Well, we've had a bounce, to the upside from that 75 handle for the Aussie dollar. We're now at 76.12. You've got the New Zealand dollar at 70, basically 70 flat. So there could be a little bit further push up. You've got that US dollar, as I mentioned, that could come down to a little bit further pressure to a 92 handle, because there's no chance that, with Powell's remarks, there could be a further softness as far as that US dollar. It's relatively strong over the last, couple of weeks. It's been really bid up. So there could be a chance to, short the dollar, and maybe we might get an uplift as well.
So, Peter, much of the focus is still as well on central banks. Nothing new out of the FOMC. We will be hearing from Fed Chair Jerome Powell tonight, but very unlikely to move the markets. I mean, if you look at just bond markets and how they've been performing in the wake of some really strong economic data, it just seems as if there's nothing really to upset the apple cart right now. Does that, as a trader, then tweak with you that we could be looking pretty fragile as well?
Well, yeah, I mean, the contrarian in everyone that if you're trading, Nadine, there's so much good news that comes in that eventually something, washes over us, and it's a time to, take an advantage, and something capitulates or something falls. So I'm not going to try and spook the market too much, but you've got to be, watch that US dollar if you're a trader. What's the sentiment coming out? You've got to look at your fundamentals. We're in a bad time zone. If you've been trading, you've been up all night. I've been up since 3:30. The rain and the storms in Sydney woke me. So it's been if you're trading, you've got to be conscious that what market are you trading? And if you're trading US equities out of Australia, then you've just got to be, I think, taking on those big themes and maybe just, day trading.
But if you're looking for a catalyst to upset markets at the moment, obviously it is all about momentum. If there is an upset when it comes to a data point, we've got a lot on the calendar when it comes to next week in the US specifically, US retail sales, industrial production, consumer prices index. Is there anything that you are looking for?
Yeah, I look at those, but I also look at the geopolitical, Cara, what's going on as far as those Iran talks and the ongoing issues on a global theme as far as Ukraine and Russia. So there's enough big stuff out there to really keep you very much interested, because that can sway markets and move sentiment very, very quickly from a geopolitical. So yeah, the Iranian situation, what's going on there, I just want to keep an eye, and that could be a sell-off as far as crude, or it could rally strongly. So yeah, I'm watching those. I'm also watching gold. So yeah, have your 4 or 5 screens open, look for news, watch you guys all day, and then be conscious of what's going on. Well, you got to. You guys are across, so you're getting the live feeds, and that's what it's all about.
Love your work, Peter. Peter McGuire, XM, thank you so much for joining us. Have a good one.
God bless you both. See you guys.